didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Monday Night Football in Seattle tonight. We're talking about the European version of football, but it's a big one as the United States and Belgium. Those mean Belgiumese. Is that what we call them?
Belgiumese? Is that what you said?
I don't know what you call them.
I always said Belgian, but Belgiumese, that works. Yeah.
I think that would be the plural, right? Or just Belgiums?
Sure. Let's go with it. Red Devils is what their team is.
That's their
as.
nickname.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to take care of business tonight.
It's a big one. Big one. Maybe the biggest in the history of U.S. soccer. That will take place tonight. 7 o'clock is the kickoff in the Emerald City in the Pacific Northwest. Should be a good one. We will talk to Jamie Watson, our soccer aficionado, coming up momentarily here on Three Man Front, as we'll get his thoughts on the controversy that the red card, that is not the red card. Now Flo was playing. It's, man, the drama with FIFA. You thought the SEC had drama.
Yeah, this is a whole new level of drama, and I can't wait. I know that this is somewhat unprecedented, but it's not unprecedented. But I was blown away when I saw the announcement yesterday. But you just said something about the biggest match for me in my extensive U.S. men's national team fandom. This would be the biggest day of soccer for Landrum Roberts. No
question. You and I have talked about this before, especially when this tournament started. We have heard this many, many times during our lifetime, that this is going to be the event that is going to put U.S. soccer over the top in regards to the popularity. And there's no question that this tournament has had incredible numbers. Ratings has been through the roof. You got a winner in the U.S. making it to the final 16. So, yeah, there's just a lot of positive momentum about this soccer program. And who better to talk about it than our main man, Jamie Watson, joins us here on Three Man Front, who is traveling, as he's been doing over the course of the last 3 weeks, getting ready and participating in the World Cup. Jamie, I know you're on a train, so I appreciate you spending some time. Hope you're well, my friend.
Yeah, hey guys, thank you so much for having me on, and apologies in advance if you hear any train noises, but just enjoying some good public transportation between South Florida and Orlando right now. And getting ready to go for tonight, man. I love that this has become a soccer program, man. And I'm glad to be on with you guys. We always have a great time chatting about it, don't we?
Oh, there's no question about it. All right, so we got to go to the last 24 hours. It's been kind of crazy. Let's go back to the actual event itself. When Flo was given the red card after the VAR, how shocked were you with that call?
Yeah, look, I don't believe that it should have been a red card in the first place. I believe that when you stop and you freeze frame it on a person's foot with landing on an opponent with his ankle rolled, the context of it looks like he's had this malice to go and hurt the opponent. And if that was the case, absolutely deserve a red card, and probably more than just a 1-game suspension if you go by just what that still image looked like of Flo Balogun landing on his foot. And, you know, if there was malice to it, then yeah, it's a nasty, nasty tackle. What this was two players jumping and one landing, and his foot just happened to land in a terrible position. I don't wish that on anybody. We've watched NBA games where players jump up and they land on someone's foot and it rolls and everyone sees it and you just go, oh, that is so unfortunate. That sucks. We know there was nothing anybody could do about that. There was nothing anybody wanted to have happen in that nature. And so when the decision happens, it really lacks context, and you start to wonder, you're like, wow, is this really how the U.S. are going to go out of this tournament? They're up a goal, but they're down a man. If Bosnia-Herzegovina score, it could be it. We could be talking about how this red card cost the U.S. The World Cup. But instead, they advance on valiant performance, resilient performance, and then, you know, everything sort of happens over the last 24 hours. And the hard part is we don't really know what's exactly true, what really happened or made, because there hasn't been full transparency. I think that's probably the biggest complaint that everybody has had, is just how this all really truly came about. But look, the decision was made, and how we got there is what the decision was. So it's kind of one of these that if it went for you, great. If it didn't go your way, okay, you have to deal with it. And it just happened to go the way of the U.S. So I believe it sort of sorted itself out in the end. But I think the biggest question has just been, how did we get there? And I'm still left wondering that myself to a degree.
Yeah, and I saw the comments of Mauricio Pochettino, the United States men's national team coach, saying, "Hey, don't come at us. We're the good guys here. We're not the bad guys here." But with what we had in the result of him getting the red card to where we are now, what is the rest of the soccer world? How are they looking at the United States? Are they looking at it like the officials, or maybe this decision, they got it right and all is well, or are they up in arms like Belgium is?
Well, first of all, look, what I hate is that we're talking about this instead of talking about how great the U.S. has played and how great the tournament has been as a collective, and just how the United States has shown off. And so it's Canada and Mexico, to be fair, about how it's been a wonderful event for everybody to experience from around the world. I hope when it's all said and done, we're not talking more about these 24 hours and this decision than what the bigger picture is of just how amazing this whole tournament has been. I think the players, just like anything, you just have to deal with it sometimes when disciplinary committees make decisions and whatnot. I think the players just get on with it and just sort of had to deal with whatever they had to deal with, if that was going to be with Balogun or without him. Obviously, the team is better with him, so it doesn't hurt them. They're not upset that he can play. They were upset that he got the red card to begin with. So I don't know. Is there a injustice to this? You can make an argument for it either way, however you want to look through it, whatever color tinted glasses you want to look at it with, if it's red, white, and blue, or if it's Belgian, either way, you're going to make a case for it. And you're probably going to feel as though you're right. So ultimately, you just got to get on with it, whether it was going to go your way or not. And I just hope that this is not tainted what the U.S. men's national team has done. And I feel bad for Balogun as well. He didn't ask for any of this. You know what I mean? He just made a normal play. It had a bad outcome. He hasn't really done anything other than be this face unwillingly of this controversy. So my hope is that it doesn't focus too much on that and we can just get to a point of enjoying the game tonight, because it is a massive one.
There's no question. And this is my final question to you, because your expertise, this is why we're asking you these questions, because we kind of parachute in every 4 years and pay attention to the World Cup, and you follow this on a daily basis, even throughout the MLS and the Premier League. So that's why we're asking you this. When you have an association like UEFA come out and they say this is incomprehensible, it's unjustifiable, are we going down a slippery slope, in your opinion, in regards to this call?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also then important to have the context. This has happened for 3 other players in the past, and one of those players was Cristiano Ronaldo, where he had a 3-game suspension, but some of that suspension was suspended. So this isn't like it's the first time it's ever happened. It just has the most visibility to it because it's during the World Cup. So there's a history between UEFA and FIFA and other things that go into it. So there's background to it as well. It sucks that this is happening, honestly. There's no other way around it, that this conversation is what's driving the discussion. It's cool that people care this much and are this invested in it, but I just wish it was for a different reason. It doesn't feel great. I can't sit here and be able to say that, everything about it is peachy and perfect. It's definitely not. But there's just, and also too, we're going on so many reports here too, so nobody knows what the full scope of it is. And until we really, truly do, we're left to wonder and piece together sort of what's right and what's wrong. And depending on what your algorithm puts in front of you, it's going to make you feel one way versus another. So that's why I guess I just maybe don't get as wound up as others do about it, because you just kind of have to deal with it. And as a former player, like, whether you like the decision or not, you just kind of deal with it, don't you? And this time, you just are able to have your player on the field that you didn't think you were going to for the first couple of days after the win against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Jamie, break down the matchup for us tonight. I know that Belgium, they got a great player in Jeremy Doku, and he was unbelievable back in March when they faced off against the United States men's national team. What are the matchups that you're keying on tonight?
Yeah, that's a great point. Doku was electric, that matchup, and apologies for dropping out there. I think that this is a very difficult matchup for the United States when these two played back in March. It was 5-2, like you said, and that actually flattered the U.S. men's national team when they played. So when I was watching Belgium and Senegal was up 2-0, I was fully on board with the idea of playing Senegal because we had just beat them in early June. And then Belgium pulled off this epic comeback and they scored the latest goal. So you're talking about a team that even they were up against it and facing all the adversity, they were still able to battle back. And goes to show this is a team with a lot of heart, a lot of skill. Doku is clearly one of their most dangerous players. Kevin De Bruyne, while he's maybe lost a little bit of his world-class eliteness, he's still one of the best that's ever played in the midfield. He is a incredible threat. They have a goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois who's 6'7". He is incredible, plays for Real Madrid. This is a team that is really solid, and the United States are going to have to play their best game of the tournament in order to even stand a chance against Belgium. But this would be the biggest win that I can remember in quite some time, maybe ever, for the U.S. men's national team in the World Cup. If they can get this win against Belgium tonight, it's going to be that difficult, and it'll be that important to see if they can push on to play either the winner of Portugal or Spain, which kicks off about 3 Eastern today. So kind of watching that game with an eye towards the next one if the U.S. can get past Belgium.
Jamie, before we let you go, I did want to ask you, the tournament as a whole, what are some of the bigger surprises, bigger shocks that you've seen so far?
Oh, man, it's been a tournament with some storylines too, right? All the stars have shown up. Mbappe, Haaland, Messi all tied with 7 goals right now. So you've had your biggest stars show up and score multiple goals in multiple games. It's been must-watch TV. You've had the likes of Cabo Verde with a 40-year-old goalkeeper who's a former electrician who becomes the heartthrob and goes from 45,000 Instagram followers to 25 million. Everything about this tournament has really shown that this is a tournament that was right to expand the field because it gave more opportunities to teams. And then also, too, the United States was the perfect host for it because we were able to put together a wonderful tournament. So I love the underdog stories that we've seen. I love that the stars have shown out. I love the images that we have seen of people coming together from different walks of life. It has been the best World Cup that I have seen in my lifetime. I don't want it to end. I'm sad it's going to eventually because it's been remarkable. It's brought us together, right? I mean, look at this. We're having conversations about this that, it's brought us together, and I feel like we'll be friends because of this forever. And it's little things like that that have made this such a spectacular tournament. And my hope is that, this gets people to want to continue to go and support their local teams like the Legion, like wherever, they may be listening, if they've got a local team or whatever that they can then go and support and find a community in, because we've seen how this has brought people together. So it's been remarkable to be a part of it, working it for a little bit, but also just as a fan, I've got to take my kids, and this is something we're going to talk about for the rest of our lives. So that's been the beautiful part of it. And I've just been so happy to be able to connect with you guys and grow because of it. And I'm sure there's a billion other stories that have come from this tournament. And that's ultimately what the most beautiful part of it is.
Jamie, we appreciate it, man. Your insight has been tremendous. Hopefully we can keep this thing going for a couple more weeks, and the excitement level and the popularity of soccer continues to grow in this country. But as always, we appreciate it. Safe travels, and hopefully we'll talk again very soon.
Thanks,
I appreciate you guys. Can't wait to be back on with you. Hopefully we're doing this again next week before the U.S. play their quarterfinal matchup, right?
That's right. That would be great. I'll be bothering you, no question. Thanks, Jamie.
All right, boys.
All right.
Great chat with you.
Take care. That is Jamie Watson joining us here on Three Man Front on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
Some of the other takeaways and some of the comments surrounding the decision, Folarin Balogun, he is, as of right now, able to play tonight versus Belgium. We'll get into that. It's Reaction Monday here on Three Man Front on John.
Hopefully they'll be playing tonight around 9 o'clock as the United States takes on Belgium. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff there in Seattle. Seattle's claiming it is the biggest sporting event in the history of the city of Seattle, and they have hosted some AFC championship games. They have hosted some big baseball games. Remember, a World Series game. The Mariners have never been to the World Series. So, yeah, this is it's a pretty big event tonight.
Yeah, I was telling you, I had three buddies that I went to high school with and actually went to college with, that one of them informed me they went out to Seattle and they saw the United States play Australia, and they said it was
incredible.
You've
been to a game there. You said it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, I went to a Seahawks-Cardinals game there, and it was just the middle of the NFL season. But no, really good. They've got Safeco right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, the whole district. It's really a fun time. That'll be a fun place, and they're saying maybe 50 to 60 million eyeballs watching.
Oh yeah, this will be huge. No doubt about it. Well, yesterday morning when news started circling out in the soccer world, a lot of people had to do double checks. They're like going, is this AI? Is this fake? Is this real?
I thought it was. I thought it was fake. I thought you had.
You thought I had done something?
Mm-hmm. I thought you had manipulated something.
Did you think I was fake when I sent it to you?
I did go double check.
But then,
Not that we don't believe
no,
you. That's something that you would do.
I'd put that possibility out of my mind that there was any way that he was going to play, because I was told there can be an appeal, and then no, there's absolutely no appeal. Yes. So that's why when Pat sent that to me, I thought, no, Pat wouldn't, because he knows that I'm a Patriot too, and this would get my hopes up, and he wouldn't want to let me down.
Thank you, Landrum.
So that's when I shut it down. I was
Unlike
like, no,
the
this
guy
has
in
gotta
the
be
other
legit.
room who thought I was playing AI.
It's Pat.
Yeah,
Well, with the amount of pictures you've sent
Pat,
me, Pat.
I don't. But with something like this, I knew Pat wouldn't.
Did you like the picture I sent you this morning? Did you know she was a Yankee fan?
I did not know she was a Yankees fan.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Picked a bad time to become a Yankees fan, but
Yeah, it's been
but
Who?
we'll say that
Swift or Dolan?
neither.
we'll share the picture with you later.
Okay.
It's a good picture.
Whit Week's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I'm good. I don't need to see it. I'm all right.
All right, so yesterday morning when this story started percolating that, something might be going on and one of the USA's top players could be back, this is the way it centered on Fox Sports.
What a morning for U.S. soccer. What I can tell you, they were engaged in the process. They officially found out through the FIFA portal at 7:31 Pacific time this morning. It was U.S. soccer CEO JT Batson who informed Mauricio Pochettino that Flo would be available. This is the official statement from U.S. soccer. We accept the decision of the disciplinary committee and are pleased that Folarin Balogun is eligible to compete tomorrow. Our full attention is focused on the round of 16 match against Belgium in Seattle, and we look forward to the continued support of our amazing fans. So as you can expect, Rebecca, so much joy, excitement, energy at training. I can hear them still behind me here. And this group is excited that Balo will be available.
And Jenny, have you managed to talk to any of the players before or after training about this situation?
I can tell you, Rebecca, I had a great chat with Chris Richards, and he actually told me that the guys found out on the team bus. He said the bus absolutely erupted. And get this, Balo found out on the bus as well. The guys didn't know if it was real at first. Richards even telling me he thought maybe it was AI. Christian Pulisic told me that he went over to Balo. He doesn't remember exactly what he said. He was just so excited, and he said his smile said it all. But you know what? Balo was business as usual. Chris Richards told me, this is the kind of guy who's always prepared. He's been training like he didn't have a red card. So nothing changes with Balo. And I also had a chance to talk to Mauricio Pochettino very briefly. He's focused, and he said, look, he always has a bit of a smile. He said it wasn't fair in the first place. They punished us with 30 minutes. We're ready to go, and we're happy that Balo is available.
That was Jenny Taft on the report yesterday morning. It was interesting.
Solid.
They were on the bus heading to the practice facility at the University of Washington, and a lot of people on the bus thought it was AI. So it was you would have thought that somebody official would have contacted Pochettino or maybe somebody else on the bus and said, hey, by the way, we just got some good news.
I started thinking poor Ricardo Pepi, who would have been Balogun's replacement, most likely in this game. And he's, am I playing? Am I not playing? That kind of stinks for him, but Balogun's the better player.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing where Belgium, they have now appealed the appeal of the appeal.
They have gone through UEFA, which is the European.
Are they going through Judge Pruitt
I don't think so.
or Judge Roberts?
So we're all waiting to see if, is this something that will be decided quickly, or are we going to literally as the buses arrive in Seattle at the stadium, or are we going to wait to see if, it's then overturned again? I think it's, my prediction is he's playing, but
I don't think they would have made the call yesterday if they thought there was any chance of it.
I think they're just listen. They're placating to the European because obviously European soccer is pretty big, just like the National Football League is pretty big here in the United States.
I do feel like I got it right because we had this conversation with Jamie, but the more and more I was reading stories about him not being able to play prior to yesterday's announcement, the more and more I felt like we really got screwed because when the rest of the soccer world is coming out like that is never a red card, that's never a red card. In no scenario, that's a red card. It's like, man, we really got jobbed in this deal. Yeah. And then when you start hearing about Messi and other instances where nothing happened, you felt like, well, the fix feels like it's in. Now it feels like everything is right, and Belgium may still beat us.
Yeah, well, I mean, they beat us 5-2 in a friendly back in March, so I know that's a little different, but yeah, no, I mean, they're a very good team, but I'm glad Jamie brought it up because I know a lot of people were talking about it on social media last night, but there were 4 other players that coming into the World Cup had this same thing happen to them where they were supposed to miss time in the World Cup and they had their suspensions suspended. So we're
going to lose. I want to lose with our best.
Yeah. And if you're Belgium, you should want to beat us with our best, right?
Yes. Which is a horrible attitude to go into. If we're going to lose, I want to lose with our best.
We're going to win. We're fine.
I think Balogun gives us the best opportunity to win.
Well, it was interesting because before the tournament started, I remember reading there was a lot of criticism because, Flo had an opportunity to play for multiple countries in this World Cup, and he decided to play for the United States, which kind of irritated some of the other world powers out there that he ended up coming and playing for the United States. So of all the players that it happened to happen to him, the president of the United States, he has stuck his nose in the current situation with FIFA and the red card. This was him moments ago in the Oval Office.
And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was 2 guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were 2 great athletes that got tangled up. And this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past, I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. Yes, I asked for a review by FIFA. I spoke to a man who's highly respected, and by the way, whose level of respect has gone up tenfold. And he was good before this started, but I related just that feel. I didn't tell him what to do. I can't tell him what to do, but and I don't believe he made the decision. I think it was a committee that made the decision, and they made the right decision because, number one, it wasn't a foul. And you want to see a game with your best players. You don't want to say, how would you feel if I took, we take Messi out? Look, he ran into somebody. Or we took Ronaldo, you bunked into somebody, we're going to take you out of a game. He's great. Or Harry Kane, we're going to take you out of the game, Harry, because you happen to hit somebody a little bit harder than you can't do that. If you would have taken him out, I think it would have really stained this incredible champion. We got to have our best players, and Belgium's got a great team, by the way. We got to have our best players, and they have to have their best. And if we win or we lose, it's fair. Otherwise, let's say we lost him and we lose the game. It would be a terrible thing. So I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible.
The President of the United States this morning, when asked about his phone call to the FIFA president.
Yes. And the official that he's talking about, Rafael Klaus, who we talked about on the show Friday, he was previously investigated by his home country due to a 2024 CPI parliamentary inquiry, which summoned him as a witness regarding match fixing and sports betting. Multiple clubs, primarily Botafogo, raised concerns over Klaus's decisions and alleged patterns of irregular cards in Series A matches. Ultimately, he was found not guilty.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Obviously, he was found not guilty, or he would not be on the pitch.
A little suspect.
Very much so. I mentioned this to Jamie. UEFA, which is the Union of European Football Associations, they warned how Balogun's ruling could affect the integrity of the rest of the World Cup, branding the decision as incomprehensible and unjustifiable. That is coming from an organization. You want to talk about crooked? International soccer? You mean to tell me that you believe that this would be incomprehensible and unjustifiable and it would ruin the integrity of soccer? No, there's never been any kind of scandal in international soccer.
No.
What are you talking about?
No.
No, there's no bribes. There's no, referees being accused of gambling or improprieties. No, that doesn't happen. Not in international soccer. And all of a sudden, because of the red card, you overturn it. But you have all these other examples, whether it was Ronaldo, Messi, whatever the case may be. But this is going to destroy the sport of soccer. Okay. It's interesting. I was watching this. So this was pre-news of Balogun being able to come back and play. The USA was minus 115. Now, that was before the news. Minus 115 on the money line to advance in the World Cup. After the ruling, it spiked up to minus 140. So it went from 115 to 140, and then it kind of eased back down to 125. Then it kind of settled in at 110, and then now it's pretty much back to where it was before the news came out. So it's fascinating, the roller coaster ride in regards to what Vegas believes. Now, that is for the odds I just gave you, was for the United States. It's basically a pick 'em, but that was on the money line for the team to advance.
I think it says something to the fact that we're at the round of 16, and we're not an underdog.
You're playing the 9th best team according to the FIFA rankings, and we're 16th. And it's a pick 'em.
Well, home field advantage.
Yeah, you give them the Seattle advantage.
Yeah,
but it was pointed out that Belgium, they are stationed, their base camp. They were training in Washington, and the way that it's worked out with their scheduling, they had to go to Vancouver, L.A., and then Seattle, but they've been able to stay in that area.
Relatively close.
As opposed to the United States. Some of these other teams that have had to go.
And by the way, England, they were a favorite last night in Azteca Stadium in Mexico City.
That's a road game right there.
Where Mexico had never lost in that stadium. So, and for England to be favored in that game last night.
That was like going in the Orange Bowl back in the
match.
day.
Yeah.
Playing Miami, playing the U back in the day.
Love to hear from you on the text line. It is Reaction Monday.
UConn women's basketball.
1-800-239-WJOX, 205-834-9450. Hold on a second. Now, Norway played yesterday. The Vikings are not playing tonight.
You can't stop that row, baby.
Big upset over Brazil yesterday. All right, so it is currently 8:36 in Seattle. Do you think folks are already tailgating?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Think so?
Oh, for sure. Did you see England and their fans celebrating at 4 a.m. local time?
Yeah,
where they
Manchester, and all those places.
So,
yeah.
For those fans, do they just power right through the night, or are you sleeping, waking up early, and then you're going to start your
I think
tailgate?
You're powering through, right?
Yeah, you just power through. Did you see where before the match, so you see where the Mexico fans were outside of the players' hotel for England?
Oh, yeah.
And England had booked 4 different hotels to try to throw the fans off, and they were able to track it down, and they were shooting fireworks and playing music before the match.
Well, I sent you the video of what they did to the bus.
Yeah.
As they were coming in. I like the fact that they had a submachine gun on the vehicle in front of the England team bus.
Well, could never be too careful.
Don't throw anything at that bus.
No. Whoa.
They threw plenty at the bus.
That's a little bit different than the sheriff's deputy pointing his finger at you.
Yeah, a little bit.
And the guy's got the mounted machine gun.
So, the United States men's national team, they've been training in Seattle since their last win, and the team noticed that the practice facility there at the University of Washington needed more security around the campus. Although there's been no suspicion of spying by Belgium or anyone else, there is a long history of espionage when it comes to international soccer. I remember this. It was kind of a little blip on the radar screen, but I do remember it. Canada's men's and women's national teams infamously used drones to capture footage of opponents training for years until they were caught during the 2024 Olympics. Both the men's and women's teams, they were using drones to go over other teams' practices and filming them. So Pochettino, the last time that they were in Seattle, he actually went up on top of a hill. I don't know if it's Doobie Hill or whatever hill they have there in Seattle like they have in Berkeley.
Good chance they have a Doobie Hill.
So he goes up on the hill and he takes his phone out and he literally does a 360-degree video, and he was worried about some of the areas overlooking the practice facility. So what did they do? Yesterday, staffers wheeled the barriers from the adjacent Washington Husky baseball team. You know, the big batting cage that they have for batting practice. So they brought all of those over, everyone that they could grab. They put netting and tarps connecting inside the batting cages, and they wheeled them to different locations that they had noticed that potentially could be areas that someone can come up and video the U.S. men's soccer team as they practice. Once again, there's been no accusation of any team doing anything, but Pochettino, the last time they were in Seattle, he went up and he literally himself, he didn't have a staffer do it, he did it himself, and he took his phone out and did a 360 panoramic view of the area above the practice facility, and he pointed out certain areas that the U.S. men's team needed to make sure that they were covered up. So what they do? They used the baseball team for the University of Washington and grabbed things from the batting cages and other netting and affixed tarps to it to try to cover up certain areas.
I didn't think about the drone technology, but now it seems like everybody's got a drone, and there's so many different levels of drones that would be your biggest fear. But we've heard about coaches getting ready for national championship games. Heck, there were stories about Gus Malzahn and getting off-duty sheriff's deputies on dirt bikes to ride through the woods to make sure that nobody was filming practice, even to the point we're seeing, why is that guy on top of that building over there?
Yeah, there was always these crazy rumors that there was some security cameras inside the Superdome that, especially back in the day, this was before all the new video technology, that perhaps when teams would go through certain walkthroughs for big Sugar Bowl games or maybe national championship games, BCS, or maybe in the college football playoff, that perhaps certain cameras was made accessible to certain teams. That was always the rumor. Not saying that it happened, but that was always something that I know that there were some coaches at the University of Alabama told me multiple times that they were very careful what they did on walkthroughs inside the Sugar Dome.
Well, hopefully we're spying if they're spying, or we're trying to spy if they're trying to spy.
We just called Bill Belichick. So when y'all did it, you got any pointers for us?
I mean, hopefully we got a good old boy where they're training there in Washington that's already got things set up. What I would do, though, if you wanted the ultimate disguise or the bait and switch, you get like one of those junior teams out there to dress in all the U.S. gear. And then you take the other team to the undisclosed that nobody would ever think about.
Yeah, these guys aren't very good. They look bigger on television.
Look a lot smaller in practice.
This is very problematic. 1-800-239-WJOX. This is Reaction Monday. A little bit later, Molly's Movie Minute. We will not have a crate today. We will have our final edition of the crate next Monday.
I hate that.
Final edition next Monday. Oh, it's going to be a doozy.
I'm sure it will. But it's fine. If it's the last one,
some of the live animals from Madagascar will arrive later this week. Got to go through customs and other things. Yeah. So
we got to get the jock straps from the World Cup. Yes, sir.
Since you love putting stuff on your face.
I look.
It's going to be your headgear.
Can't wait.
For the football season.
It'll be great.
We're at every football Friday.
It'll be great.
You look great now.
It's hard to believe it's already been a whole summer of that.
It's gone by fast.
Yeah. A lot of text on the text line. It is Reaction Monday. We'll get you your text. Your phone calls welcome as well. 800-239-WJOX. 10:46. It's game day. United States taking on Belgium tonight, 7 o'clock at Seattle. Make your plans to view. Team USA. Folarin Balogun is eligible to play tonight, as that decision, the original decision, the suspension following the red card versus the game involving United States and Bosnia-Herzegovina. So that overturned yesterday. So Flo is available to play for the United States. That's good news tonight. How about our friends at Noto Roofing? Noto Roofing, with the heavy rains that we get this time of year, especially here in the state of Alabama, I want to remind you they are locally owned and operated, and they can take care of folks just like you. They take care of us at the Roberts House. You're going to deal directly with owners Sammy and Matt Noto. I've known these guys for a long time. Got talented professionals like Chris, who's their field superintendent, who will walk your house. He'll inspect it. Inspections are free to all of our Jocks listeners. If he finds anything, then they'll assess what needs to be done, the course of action. In our case, it was involving the insurance company. We got the roof replaced. We could not be happier. Noto Roofing, Noto Roofing.com or 205-848-2299. When Sammy Noto answers the phone, tell him Landrum from Jocks sent you.
1-800-239-WJOX. Text line is also open, 205-834-9450.
Let's go to our friend Howie first. Hey, Howie, how are you?
Good morning from Half Moon Cay, Bahamas, from Reba and Howie, live on location.
Hey, awesome.
How are the Bahamas?
It sounds beautiful there.
Clear blue skies, clear blue water, white sands. Yesterday in Nassau, rained a little bit, thunderstorm, like some of the shops were no power. But the first day of Celebration Key, great. We got our VIP treatment on the cruise ship for the whole week. We could go behind the scenes and watch the dancers, free bingo, free bottle of wine, and we're just having a great old time.
Well, that's wonderful. Is the soccer match going to be televised tonight there on the ship?
No, because it's Fox, and they don't have Fox capability on the ship. So everybody's pulling out their tablets and phones and everything, going to watch it.
Yeah, Howie, you got to get that figured out.
Yeah.
You and Reba got to be dialed in.
Can't you go sit at the captain's table and say, hey, can we get some Fox?
I mean, we could try. I mean, we are the VIPs. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to pull that VIP card.
I do want to say one thing. We now have our piano bar guy. He is now following. Hopefully he's listening to the show right now. We told him to listen to the show, and we were going to call him out, Marshall. We love this man. He is so much fun. And also, does a guy named Kerry D sound familiar to y'all?
Kerry D?
D that used to text in. He's from Hoover, and we met him on the ship.
Oh,
he says he knows everything about y'all.
Oh, that's
cool. I guess
cool.
he used to call back in the day.
Very cool.
So, yeah, we got a guy we met on the ship says he used to call all the time,
So how long is this? How long are you on the high seas, Howie?
All right, so we leave here tonight, and we go 2 more days at sea, and we arrive in New York on the 9th on Thursday.
Okay, very nice. Well, give Reba our best, and please get an opportunity to watch USA tonight.
All right, say hi.
Hi.
Hey, Reba.
Hey, Reba.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good.
We are doing great. How's the trip so far? Everything going well?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Fantastic. Well, y'all root on Team USA tonight.
Yep. Don't drink too much.
We will.
Don't fall overboard.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Reba. Reba and Howie, Bahamas, right? Is that where they are? Conrad's been following them on social media.
Yes.
You said they're in the Bahamas.
Yes.
What was the award they won?
Like cruise VIP or something?
Cruise. Well, you just said, yeah, they're the VIPs.
If I go on a cruise, I go on my first cruise, I want to be the VIP.
Absolutely.
Like going in there, like messing with the controls.
I'll just go with Howie and Reba.
What's this rudder do?
So I've seen the Titanic. Now they're shoveling coal somewhere, I thought.
If I just hit this lifeboat release button right here, how many does that release? Is that just one? Good times. Text line is open, 205-834-9450. Collins texting in from Pell City. Hey, Collins, hope you had a wonderful 4th. Said the announcers were in the bag last night for the England-Mexico match. Instead of altitude, England needs to worry about attitude. And instead of 3 Lions, England needs 10. Collins from Pell City, thank you. This one reads, I'm far from an expert on the World Cup, FIFA, etc. But if this decision will ruin your sport, how healthy was it to begin with?
That is true. And it's also interesting because there's been a lot of criticism about Trump being involved, right? Well, the Sun, a very popular newspaper in the British Kingdom.
I thought you were talking about Don Jr.
Apparently, Keir Starmer who's the outgoing prime minister, he actually called FIFA because if you remember yesterday, there was controversy about potentially moving the Mexico-England game up. And Starmer called FIFA and told them that in no way, shape, or form would England play. It's the prime minister if they move the game time. So now you've got Starmer who called FIFA. You got Trump calling FIFA.
Well, and they had to come out and say, right, that the White House calling us had no effect on.
I'll say that one of those leaders carries a bigger stick than the other. But yes, Starmer's on his way out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not that they would have, but wouldn't you just be okay? Well, it's a forfeit then if you don't play.
You see that?
Yeah.
We're getting the Revolutionary War artist depictions now with Flo Balogun as George Washington.
Is it a picture of him on the boat at the top?
No, hat in left hand, foot perched on a rock as he is looking.
That's fantastic.
Looking out at that great American landscape.
Is this not setting up to be the biggest disappointment we've all had in our
Stop,
life?
Pat, stop.
I didn't want to read that text, but yes.
I mean, seriously. Landrum and I have lived it. My whole adult life, I've continued to hear every 4 years. Now, I will say this. The women's national team,
well, yeah,
they got there and they have been there. They're right now, they're currently the number 2 team in the world.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about them.
I mean, but men's soccer has been a completely different animal.
Yeah. Women's soccer has been Oklahoma softball. Men's soccer has been.
I feel like Missouri softball. I don't hear about them much.
I was just going to go football, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of those teams, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
We're a step ahead Vanderbilt softball, yeah, which doesn't exist.
No kidding. As a kid, because the rest of the world was so prominent and the United States was viewed way down here, I just assumed that we didn't start playing organized soccer here until I was born.
Well, I mean, 2 World Cups ago, we didn't even qualify. We didn't even make it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
That was 8 years ago. That wasn't that long ago.
Someone adding, everyone outside of the U.S. views us as evil, said, let's full on accept it and do everything to win. Win, baby, win.
Yeah.
Michael texting in, Pat, you talk about FIFA and integrity. Look up why they have to play the final group stage games at the same time at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's so that the teams there isn't collusion.
Correct.
Because certain teams could just elect to essentially not play the game and mess up the seeding.
Yeah, according to UEFA, football, like other sports, relies on rules, which are the basis for fair, honest, and transparent competition. Sometimes rules are open to interpretation. In this case, not. A minimum automatic suspension of 1 match following a red card is not a discretionary option and does not require the decision of a competitive body to be enacted. So they are carrying Belgium's water on this situation.
This breakdown, Belgium players that are considered world-class, their goalie, their midfielders, their forwards, their striker. We have our hands full. As much as I hope we'll win, I'd be very surprised if we do. That coming from one of our soccer aficionados.
I was definitely surprised that we were a slight favorite.
As was I. A lot of momentum right now.
But I didn't think Brazil was going to lose yesterday, and they did, so you never know.
USA is now up to minus 127 to advance. Belgium to advance is plus 111. So they are the underdog on the money line, and it is currently a pick-em. If you go the game period, USA is minus 124. Belgium is plus 108.
You firing him?
Got to wait to see how the markets kind of settle in on the number.
Okay. You got plenty of time.
I do.
Plenty of time to discuss and involve you. 3-Man Front continues.